What's going on, team? Today's topic is H2O. That's right, we're gonna be talking about water consumption today. We're gonna be talking about how much we should be drinking, but more importantly, how can we make it a consistent habit? Because we all know we should be drinking more water, but we find it just so difficult to follow through with that new habit. So first of all, how much water exactly should you be drinking daily? A good rule of thumb is to take your weight in pounds, divide that by 2, and that's how many ounces of water you should be consuming at a minimum per day. So for instance, I'm 180 pounds, divide that by 2, that gives you 90. At a minimum, I should be consuming 90 ounces of water. Now that does fluctuate depending on how much you're working out and sweating. So for instance, I'm coaching multiple classes today. I'm gonna be hitting in a workout of my own, probably playing with my niece later on in the day. So I'm gonna be sweating a lot. So I might bump that up to about 70% of my body weight in ounces. Now, the more important thing is how can we make it a consistent habit? We all know the information. We should be drinking more water. So now that we know how much we should be drinking, how can we make it a habit? Well, studies show, and I've gone through this as well, so many trials and errors, but the thing that helps me stay the most consistent is when you pair an old pre-existing habit that you're already doing with a new one that you want to introduce. So let's say the first thing that you do in the morning is turn off your alarm. You reach over for your phone and you tap snooze. Well, what if next to your next to your nightstand rather, you have some water? It doesn't have to be a whole bottle of water. It could be a small 4-ounce glass, and you just make that a habit. So every time you press snooze, you take a drink of water. What's another habit you might do? You might make some coffee in the morning. So when you get up and you press your Keurig or you make your pot of coffee, there's another glass of water there. Or how about when you leave for work and you grab your keys? How about underneath your keys, you have a water station there? So to know where you're gonna be almost every hour throughout the day, having those little water stations is a lifesaver because you're pairing what you're already doing and you're gonna have that visual reminder of, oh yeah, it's time to drink water. Now, some people find it helpful to just carry a water bottle at their hip at all times, a big gallon jug. I've done that in the past and that's helped me be kind of consistent, but then I fall out of the routine because it takes so long for it to fill up and it's very inconvenient and you can't bring it with you to restaurants and things like that. So what are some other habits that you might do throughout the day that you can incorporate those water stations? Well, how about every time you eat? Every time you eat, you're taking time to reflect, you're gonna relax, have a cup of water, have a glass of water. So for me, if I were going to be consuming 90 ounces a day, I might have 10 stations in which I consume about 9 ounces, which is about 3/4 of a water bottle. So I might pair that in the morning, I'll slam down a water. I'm gonna feel full, I'm probably not gonna want 9 ounces of water until the next hour. So what I might do is my first meal of the day, I'll consume water then. Then I might head to work or I might be leaving work. At that time, that's a perfect time to be ingesting some water. For lunch, you can take that opportunity. When you get home from work, that's an opportunity. When you come to the gym, try to set up those triggers so that when you see the water, you ingest it, and that's a very helpful tactic. Last but not least, try to make sure that you're consuming foods that also contain water in it because things like fruits and vegetables and even meats, they contain moisture, they contain water, and that can help us stay hydrated. But I always find it to be the most convenient in terms of tracking to just have those water stations throughout the day, set them up ahead of time, and you'll be good to go and you'll hit your water goals.